We've got less than 2 weeks to August 6th and a ton of attention on some of the big races happening in Missouri. Nobody knows it better than Scott Faughn of the Missouri Times. He is here on KCMO Talk Radio in Kansas City. Always appreciate him joining us. All right, Scott, handicap this Missouri governor's race for me with less than 2 weeks to go between Mike Kehoe, Bill Eigel, and Jay Ashcroft.
Well, it's one of the most interesting races. If you think back 8 years ago, you know, by this time you could feel Greitens pulling away from the pack. If you think 2 summers ago, you could feel Schmidt pulling away from everybody in the primary. This time, I tell you, I think Mike Kehoe, through sheer incredible work, picked apart Jay Ashcroft's 30-point lead and got ahead of him. But if you think about it, a lot of those votes, when you start peeling votes off a guy, you don't really get them in a three-way race. The other guy gets them when they go to undecided. Bill Eigel surged, picking up a lot of the Ashcroft votes that fell off. Now Kehoe's knocking him down. But again, a lot of those votes don't come to Kehoe. They're going to Ashcroft. So what you've seen is Kehoe just doggedly determined, picked and scrapped and fought his way to a lead. Eigel now had a surge, and he's leveled off a little bit. Then you've got Ashcroft that got knocked down, but he's inheriting some of those Eigel voters they're picking off. I tell you, you could really make a case for all three of them. However, I do think Bill Eigel's latest ad was a great ad, and the reason I think that is all the right people hate it. He did an ad where
hold on. Let me stop you there because I want to play the ad for those that might not have heard it. Here's the ad that Scott Faughn was just referring to, and then we'll get more on his reaction and analysis.
I'm Bill Eigel. I'm running for governor to crack down on illegal immigration.
Él es Bill Eigel y tomará medidas enérgicas contra la inmigración ilegal.
No more taxpayer handouts for illegals, period. Nada. Zilch. Zero.
No más ilegales, no más dinero, no más fiestas.
We're throwing them in jail and sending them back where they came from.
Ay, caramba.
Andre, arriba.
It's time to take Missouri back.
All right, so that's Bill Eigel standing next to a Spanish translator promising to deport illegal immigrants. And your analysis of that, Scott Faughn, is what?
Great ad. Best ad of the cycle so far. Outstanding. Couldn't be better. Yeah. I think that's exactly what folks want to hear. It's the right message, and it's funny. And kudos to Bill Eigel's team for putting that ad together. They did a great job.
I just hope whoever the Spanish guy, I hope that Spanish guy, whoever he is, got a decent chunk of change for standing next to Eigel in that ad. I mean, the guy's like 5'2", and he's translating all this stuff. I hope he made a pretty penny off that thing.
Well, you know that old boy can never go home again. I mean, he just smeared his entire race of people. I mean, I hope he got paid a lot because that old boy. He will have a very lonely Thanksgiving dinner table, I tell you that. I bet you he'd get invited over any barbecues in the Hispanic community for Labor Day.
Well, here's the thing, though. I would make the case that even if you're here and you're a Hispanic voter in Missouri, if you're someone who came here, your family came here through the right legal processes, why would you be somebody who is sympathetic to illegal immigration? And that's probably the case Bill Eigel would make right now.
My take would be that even if you're any kind of, I'll put it to you this way. If you was a German, and even if you was here legally, and you was just basically mocking and smearing the German people, I wouldn't be real happy about it. But let's be honest, that ain't the people Bill Eigel needs is going for. He's going for folks that aren't Hispanic, and it's a very effective ad, and it's good. I think you're going to see, the thing for Kehoe is he does have the greatest ground game you've ever seen. And he has a lot of money. Now, I believe Ashcroft's going to get $1 million coming to him. I think it'll be reported. It'll be on the MEC website today, maybe tomorrow. Then I do believe that we'll have I think there's going to be about $1.5 million attacking Kehoe coming out of Washington. It's funny how they all talk about being outsiders and the swamp and all that until the dark money starts rolling in. Then all of a sudden the swamp ain't too bad. But I think you're seeing some pushback. It's very tight. I do think one of the nuances about the $400,000 that came out of that came into Eigel's coffers is it was tied to Peter Thiel, who the President Trump is in some kind of fight with. I think that'll probably. I don't think the president was going to endorse in the race, but I for sure think he's not now. So that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be tight. It's going to be fun. I think it's the most interesting primary I can remember watching, just because you really, you can make a case for all three of them. I'd put Kehoe. I'd give him just the lead by a nose right now because he's got the financial advantage. But it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, no, that's what I said earlier. He's got the slight edge in my book, but we're all guessing right now, and a large part of that, obviously, as you noted, is financial. So this $1 million for Jay Ashcroft, that's a big note. Where might that be coming from?
I believe it'll be an out-of-state group. He has developed he cultivated some relationships in Texas from some law firms, and it's interesting. The lawyers are generally been a Democrat constituency. They are at the federal level for sure, but they are getting involved in Republican races. And here's the thing, Pete. There's a debate tonight. Kehoe's skipping it. No one will care. It will not matter. The voters will not punish him in any way. And this money coming from Democrat sources or out-of-state sources, no one will punish them. The voters don't care where your money comes from. They don't care if you do a debate. Now, would I like it to be different? Yes, I would. Is it different? No, it's not. I'm actually getting on the Kehoe bus to go to see the Great Northwest today. I'm going to get to actually visit with some folks coming out to these events. Kehoe's folks, I'm going to tell you, they aren't your loud kind of racist uncle at Thanksgiving, but I tell you, they're your business people. They're your civic leaders that are respected, and they are on fire for Kehoe. Just when they're on fire, they don't get on there and put like crazy memes on Facebook. They just call 20 of their friends. It's a very different campaign, and we'll see if it's successful.
All right, so on that note, Scott Faughn of the Missouri Times joining us here on KCMO Talk Radio. Do you think that Donald Trump will play any role in any race in this state, whether it's, you said the governor seems unlikely now, but what about the Attorney General's race, which, of course, is getting a lot of focus between Andrew Bailey and one of Donald Trump's attorneys, Will Scharf?
I think if he was going to play, he would play for his own lawyer in Scharf. I think that it's getting a little late. I really felt like if Trump endorsed Scharf last week, Scharf would probably win. If he does it this week, it's kind of a toss-up. If he does it next week, I think it's probably too late. I don't know how your mailbox is, but mine's stuffed with stuff all the time. Huge amounts of mail. I think it's hard to get that message out. If he was going to do it, though, I think he'd have probably done it. And if he doesn't do it, I think Bailey's got a big lead now. The only thing that Scharf's got tons of money. It's truly a war between Manhattan and Missouri. The Missouri war hero has hung in very well with about a third or a fourth of the money. I think he hangs on if Trump doesn't come in and change the race.
All right. Well, we got to keep a close eye on that as well. Now, something you said earlier there, Scott Faughn, is the trial attorneys, typically backing Democrats, but the trial attorneys, even out of state, are playing a role in the Missouri Republican primary. Why is that?
Well, because you can file a lawsuit anywhere. If you're a Texas lawyer and you get a favorable set of judges or a favorable set of laws to sue businesses under, you could come to Missouri and set up shop. And the Missouri lawyers are steadfastly for Eigel. The trial lawyers here in Missouri are almost uniformly behind Bill Eigel.
Why?
Why is business people for Kehoe? Because he thinks that they'll give them a favorable set of laws that help them make more money, help them sue people and businesses, help them pick judges that will give them bigger verdicts. Same reason why business people are for Kehoe. They think he'll give them businesses a chance to make more money and have a favorable business climate. I would believe, and you've done this a long time. There's only one reason folks give you $1 million. It's because they think you're going to do something that advantages them. Now, maybe Bill has never said he will, maybe he won't. That's not the kind of question they're going to answer. And I promise you, not in the debate either. But there's only, think about it. Why would you give someone $1 million? I'd only give $1 million if you're going to rig the World Series for the Cardinals. Like whatever person in Kansas City gave Dinkinger that $1 million, they got their money's worth, right? But there was a reason they did it.
He can't help himself. The great Scott Faughn of the Missouri Times on KCMO. Hey, enjoy your time up here in the Kansas City area today, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend. It's going to be a fun 2 weeks.
I'm coming to Kansas City today. I'm coming back next Tuesday and Wednesday. You guys got a ton of competitive races. I'm going to come see them.
All right, we'll be watching. Scott Faughn, great stuff as always with the Missouri Times on KCMO Talk Radio.